very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, wherever you're watching from. This is the bottom room. Obviously, we will be reviewing, the magnificent 7th card that took place last night. We will be reviewing, Zepeda against Maxi Hughes, which took place earlier in the morning. But we will start off with that. We should start off with that, actually. We'll start off with, obviously, the fight that took place early this morning between Zepeda and Maxi Hughes in the lightweight division. Which took place earlier this morning, where we saw Zepeda stop Maxi Hughes inside 5 rounds in a demolition, you have to say, in a demolition performance from Zepeda. And it was a proper beat up, wasn't it, on Maxi Hughes? We all like Maxi Hughes, I know we all do. We all like Maxi Hughes, but we all said Maxi Hughes was robbed against George Navassos Jr. But different levels, in my opinion, in terms of this opponent. Just levels were shown. Zepeda, so good. He really is so good, isn't he? Zepeda, he's too good. There was nothing Maxi Hughes. It wasn't a winnable. Yes, we're real. Maxi Hughes was never going to win the fight, in my opinion. No matter how he boxes, but Zepeda is a future unified world champion, in my opinion. He will definitely win the IBF. The IBF and which 2 belts are Fairton, I can't remember. I think it's the IBF and WBO belts that are Fairton. That are Fairton belts. I will get into the comments in a minute. But it was just it was a bit of a level too far, wasn't it, for Maxi Hughes, in my opinion. Bit of a level too far. But he had to take the fight, didn't he? He had to take the fight. But Zepeda is probably one of the best Mexican fighters out there right now. Zepeda. And the IBF and the WBO belt are obviously vacant, with obviously Devin Heaney moving up to obviously super lightweight. He's told out Shakur Stevenson as well, Zepeda. He has told out Shakur Stevenson as well. So that fight could happen as well. And already, I think Shakur Stevenson Zepeda is a fight which will be made before the end of the year, in my opinion. I actually think before that, Zepeda will definitely try and win the Fairton IBF and the Fairton WBO belts, in my opinion. Then go straight in against Shakur Stevenson to unify, in my opinion. And but it was a proper beatdown, wasn't it? Look, I expected it. I didn't expect it. I did say 7-round stoppage for Zepeda. I did thought he would beat down Maxi Hughes, in my opinion. And it was just the one fight for me, for Maxi Hughes. Nowhere near Zepeda's level, in my opinion. And levels were shown, in my opinion. Bid up to the fourth zone. Obviously, we will get onto the Magnificent 7 after this comment. Was a strange card. Dodgy decisions and choice disappointing. But yeah, Zepeda, different level, wasn't it? Different level to Maxi Hughes. Levels were shown. And what should be next for Zepeda? I think what should be next for Zepeda is try and win them Fairton IBF and WBO belts, in my opinion. Then fight Shakur Stevenson before the end of the year for his WBA. I think it's WBC belt, isn't it? Yeah, WBC belt. Because obviously Tank Davis got the WBA belt. So that's what should be next for Zepeda. Maxi Hughes, I don't think there's any shame in losing to a fighter like Zepeda for Maxi Hughes. I still think there'll be fights out there for Maxi Hughes, in my opinion. And let's be real, we all thought Maxi Hughes beat George Navassos. Let's be real, so he's not that bad of a fighter. Maxi Hughes just wasn't on Zepeda's level. And Zepeda is one of the best lightweight fighters in the division, in my opinion. So no shame in using for Maxi Hughes. who would you put Maxi Hughes in with Nets? It's still going to be a top 15 opponent, in my opinion, because I don't think Maxi Hughes is that guy who wants to tune up, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, what a demolition job from Zepeda. And fair play to Maxi Hughes' team as well for waving it off after I think it was after the fourth round. They sat him in the corner saying, "Yeah, yes, just live another day," basically. So, but we will now move on to the Magnificent Seven. The Magnificent Seven card that took place last night. Starting off with the main event, then Nathan Heaney against Brad Poles. For me, which ended in the draw, which ended in a majority draw. For me, the one decision, in my opinion. Brad Poles. This shows that we need to stop having 12 support now, in my opinion, because the judges were clearly influenced by Nathan Heaney's crowd support, in my opinion. Nathan Heaney did nothing in that fight. Let's be real. Frank Warren, yeah, it's funny how Frank Warren is all of a sudden not quiet. Frank Warren's also Dodo Prittop stays quiet, doesn't he? Oh, he was quite. He was crying his eyes out about fucking Nick Ball getting mobbed. Oh, but when it's about this, Frank Warren stays quiet and he's like, "Yeah, I thought Nathan Heaney won by 3 rounds." Now, maybe I was watching a different fight to other people, but for me, on my store card, just trying to find it here. On my store card, that was my store card for me. I think Brad Poles won 9 rounds, in my opinion. And Nathan Heaney, what? I only gave Nathan Heaney rounds 5 to 7, in my opinion. I thought mid rounds, I'll give you that. Nathan Heaney was probably better in the mid rounds, but Brad Poles, he was on Nathan Heaney straight away, pound that presser one early in the fight, being a front footed fighter as well, putting Nathan Heaney in the back foot for the first 4 rounds. And obviously second half, obviously rounds 8 to 12, Brad Poles was proper on him, was propping it on Nathan Heaney, and he did hurt Nathan Heaney as well. And they want to tell me Nathan Heaney won that fight? Give over. Get in the bin. And Brad Poles, by the way, I am proud of his performance because, don't get me wrong, I did say Nathan Heaney to win on points. I actually thought it would be, in my prediction, I said Nathan Heaney would win 8 rounds. In my opinion, Brad Poles would win 4 rounds. I thought Nathan Heaney would be too much in the end. But it's a complete opposite, in my opinion. Brad Poles was too much for Nathan Heaney. In my opinion. I did tell you, people, stop giving Nathan Heaney this hype and noise about, yeah, he can fight for a world title. I did say in my preview, stop giving this hype and noise. He's only beaten Denzel Bentley. And I said, why is he being in for a fight with Chris Eubank Jr. and Janabek after one win? And for me, this showed that Nathan Heaney was giving too much noise, in my opinion, after his win against Denzel Bentley. Let's be real, a weight off it, Denzel Bentley, we need to say that. I think that would be an interesting rematch, Bentley and Heaney. But forget about that. I think that rematch needs to be ordered here, because this is an injustice for Brad Poles, in my opinion. Brad Poles, by the way, who lost to Tyler Denny, who's no shame losing to Tyler Denny, who is a tough operator. And it's like this fight suited Brad Poles because he was hurting Nathan Heaney. Nathan Heaney was on the back foot for most of that fight. So we've seen back-to-back robberies in boxing. We've seen back-to-back robberies and back-to-back weights. It's an absolute joke. And a disgrace. So corrupt as anything. And this is the thing with boxing. If you're not the home fighter, you need a knockout. Because if you don't get a knockout, you lose. Simple as that. Simple as that. That's what's happened. That's what's happened. So, yeah, rematch should be next for both of them. The rematch should be next. Frank Warren, come on, Frank Warren now. Come on, Dodo Pritt top. Dodo Pritt, come on, Dodo Pritt top. If you want the Nick Ball rematch ordered, then order this rematch. And also order CA Sam versus Joe Parker rematch as well. Because I still think Sam won that fight, in my opinion. Obviously, close fight. Sam versus Parker was obviously not a robbery. It was a close fight. For CA Sam, I will admit, in that fight, put his foot off the darts in the second half of the fight, which allowed Parker back in. But Sam still won that on knockdowns, in my opinion. I didn't think Parker did enough to win that fight. As much as he got back into it. So, come on, Prick Top. Get your hands out. Stop sitting on your hands and get these 3 rematches made. Well, CA Sam versus Joe Parker will happen because CA Sam's got a rematch clause, which he will trigger, in my opinion. So, that's one rematch happening. And Nick Ball with Ray Fardats and Nathan Heaney, Brad Pauls. Come on, Fran. Come on, Prick Top. Get these rematches ordered. Or at least give Nick Ball another world title shot, maybe against Ray Ford in a 5 versus 5. But as for this, this needs to be a rematch. Complete injustice. And then, another robbery. No, I'm saying it. It's another robbery for me. Brad Pauls dominates that fight, in my opinion. When Brad Pauls was landing the combinations on Nathan Heaney, Brad Pauls was hurt. Brad Pauls was hurt. Kept on moving backwards. And it just shows that Nathan Heaney had too much noise, too much hype after winning one fight. So, just speaking the truth, people. Just speaking the truth. Get the rematch ordered. And I'm gutted for Brad Pauls last year. Brad Pauls, I'm gutted for him. Because he deserved to win that fight. And then, the British middleweight title deserved to be fucking changed once then. The hands in. Nathan Heaney basically put in a performance like Denzel Bentley did against Nathan Heaney. Nathan Heaney was way off it. But that was thanks to Brad Pauls for not allowing Nathan Heaney to use his job or utilize his job a lot in the fight. Complete injustice for me. Brad Pauls won that fight by a country mile. But we all knew he was in debt robbed. Anyways, so. But yeah, on to the next fight, anyways. My boy, my man, Hugh Davis. Where you at, Dennis McCann? Dennis McCann, for your own safety, don't take this fight. Because Hugh Davis will spark you out. In my opinion. Hugh Davis, a new IBO World Super Bantamweight champion with a sexy, beautiful, electrifying second round stoppers on Eric Lopez. Eric Lopez, by the way, who's a good fighter. Tough Mexican. And we all know the Mexicans. Hugh Davis decks him out in fucking 2 rounds. First round, brilliant first round for Hugh Davis. And turned on the darts in the second fight, in the second round. And basically, I'm basically like Eddie Hearn when it comes to Hugh Davis. Like Eddie Hearn when it comes to anti-Joshua. And Hugh Davis is my anti-Joshua for me, where I just jump up. And if I was a promoter, I would want straight in the win. Try and fucking hood him. Be all over him. And Hugh Davis, for me, I think he is the second best super bantamweight in the world, behind obviously the main man, Noah Inoni, in my opinion. And no, for me, I wouldn't put Ian Davis against Noah Inoni, in my opinion. I mean, that would be a firecracker. That would be a firecracker between them two. But I think Noah Inoni is pound for pound number one for a reason. Pound for pound number one for a reason. But remove Noah Inoni, remove him out of the fight, remove him out of the super bantamweight division. Ian Davis is the best UK super bantamweight out there. Behind, obviously, he is definitely behind Noah Inoni, in my opinion. And Ian Davis is definitely going to be a unified super bantamweight champion in the world. He is one of the most exciting UK fighters out there. Yeah, Ian Davis, one of the most exciting UK fighters out there for me. The man is getting better and better for me. He's one of my favourite fighters for a reason. For me, okay, it's only the IBO belt, but it puts him up for a world title shot. Like I said in my notes. I mean, fuck Dennis McCann. We'll get onto his performance in a minute. Ian Davis absolutely smoked Dennis McCann. Ian Davis should move on to world level opponents now, in my opinion. Statement performance, in my opinion. Mexicans are tough. Special fighter. So front-footed on you straight away. World level opponent, that's in my opinion. Then a world title shot. I think he'll defend his IBO belt against a world level opponent. Then he'll get a world title shot once Noah Inoni steps up another weight division, in my opinion. Because I can't see Ian Davis fighting Noah Inoni, in my opinion. If he does, Ian Davis has got massive balls, I'm telling you. Pardon the pun. Karma to any. Thanks for tuning in. Must be a you person coming in the comments, but welcome. The best fight of the night. Davis did the business, and the business was done. Exactly. Ian Davis, for me, he's unreal. And he's smart. In my opinion, he's smart, Dennis McCann. Dennis McCann does not want Ian Davis. I'm telling you now. As much as we want to see that fight, I think Ian Davis absolutely knocks him out, in my opinion. So, but that was Ian Davis win. For me, defend his IBO belt next for Ian Davis. Defend his IBO belt next against a world level opponent. As for Eric Lopez, I would actually like to see him against Dennis McCann next, for example. Obviously, we get onto Dennis McCann yet to one. But Eric Lopez will be a good shout for Dennis McCann next, because obviously Dennis McCann won comfortably. I don't see why not. Why not make that fight? Happen? So, but yeah, up next for me. Well, up next is obviously the return of the juggernaut Joe Joyce, who's up against Katsai. 10 round contest. 10 round contest for the return of the juggernaut Joe Joyce, up against Katsai. We all said before this fight, Joe Joyce needs a statement. There's no way this fight should be done past 5 rounds, in my opinion. Katsai is there to be hit. There to be finished off as well. And this was meant to be a nice comeback fight for Joe Joyce. But for me, Joe Joyce, he underwhelmed, in my opinion. He definitely underwhelmed, in my opinion, Joe Joyce. There's no point doing the scorecard for it, because Joe Joyce was obviously winning all the rounds. Katsai is there to be awful. To be awkward. and survive. It's a hard one with Joyce because we all said it with Joshua. We all said about AJ against Jermaine Franklin. We all criticised AJ against Jermaine Franklin, didn't we? And maybe I'm being a bit harsh criticising Joyce, but for me, he should be getting this bum out. He's a bum. Katai is a bum. He should be getting him out. He's an idiot, really. He should be getting him out. I said third round stoppers for Joyce. Joyce weighed in, right? The problem was Joyce weighed in at his heaviest of his career. He got so chubby, didn't he? He got so chubby. The movement was terrible. The movement was like an old 20 on twutsies. And then twutsies trying to. It was terrible. It was terrible movement from Joyce. Confidence is shot, in my opinion, obviously from the 2 beatings he got off CA-San. And Joyce, for me, he doesn't look confident. He looks gun shy. He's basically a fat hamster. He's basically a fat hamster looking for his food, basically. He looked curious. He didn't look confident at all. I even think he looked embarrassed during the fight as well. Because I don't even think the crowd were really cheering Joyce on. It was quiet. The atmosphere was dead for this fight. It was dead. For this fight, because Joyce, for me, he stamped the PS out. I'm sorry. He stamped the PS out against Kasai. And he's told now, you know what? I think Darren White next to Joyce is actually not bad. Wouldn't actually be a bad next opponent for Joyce, because we need to see what Darren White does tonight against Christian Hammer. Because I think Joyce and Darren White are probably at the same level, in my opinion. That's probably me being a bit harsh, but I think they are. How bad is it that I actually did Fraser Clark a chance against this current Joyce. I actually did Fraser Clark a chance against this current Joyce. And by the way, I think Fraser Clark that's absolutely smoked of Patrick Wardy in 6 rounds. Patrick Wardy smoked Joyce, in my opinion. How things can change. Don't get me wrong, I did say using the CA-San in the first fight wasn't actually. There's no shame in that. But there were 2 beatings. You have to be honest. And I don't know where Joyce does from here. I really don't. Because the world title shot for Joyce, that's done. He's not done a world title shot. No chance. Absolutely no chance. He's not at that level. He is not at that level, in my opinion. The top 15 opponents currently all have a chance against Joyce. And majority of them probably beat Joyce as well. which is sad to say. It is sad to say because we were all hyping up Joyce after he knocked out out of form Joseph Parker. We were all saying, "Oh, you know what? Joyce could actually fight the top guys like Tyson Fury, as Naruto said, AJ." But he's not nowhere near that now. Nowhere near getting a chance at that level, in my opinion. No chance. And this is the thing. Even though we all criticise AJ against Jermaine Franklin, we all still said AJ, he just needs to get his confidence back. And AJ also is much under. He's much under than Joyce. Joyce, with his age right now, Joyce, he can't see where he's on the door. We all speak about a Daniel Dubois rematch. Daniel Dubois beats him, in my opinion. Because Daniel Dubois is in better stead than Joyce. Joseph Parker rematch he's been saying. Joseph Parker, this is revenge, in my opinion. Especially with Andy Yee. He's had a few fights now under Andy Yee, and he's looked good, Joseph Parker. Even though I don't think Parker won that fight in CA-San, in my opinion. I don't think he did. But that's a debate for another day. But yeah, choice. Underwhelming. Stand to Pierce out for me. Stand to Pierce out. So flat-footed. Movement terrible. Done shy. Even his punches that he was landing, they weren't keen, were they? They weren't pretty landing keen, were they? I mean, he's back. Joe Choice is back. He's back in the win. He's got the cobwebs off, but he needs another step up. He needs another tune-up, in my opinion, Joe Choice. So there's no way I would put him in against Down Dubois or George Park, in my opinion, as much as we all want to see that. Dylan White, potentially, I think that would be probably a fight I could make next. A fight I would make next, in my opinion. Derek Chisora, I think he's at that level now, Joe Choice. I think he's at Derek Chisora level. I wouldn't be shocked if that's the next fight with Joe Choice. Even though Derek Chisora should be retiring now. But Derek Chisora is an opponent where you don't win easy, let's be real. Against Derek Chisora, you guarantee to win. So, but it'd be interesting to know your comments down below. MJ, that's a good shout actually, next to him, David. That's a good shout. MJ Akhmediev next. Why not? I don't see why not. Why not make that fight next for the him Davis IBO belt, then go straight into maybe a world title shot. Depends what happens with the pound for pound number one, Noah Ione, in my opinion. Depends what happens. But maybe that would be a world title match, that one, between them two. For probably a vacant belt that once Noah Ione status the belt on, in my opinion. How old is Choice? He's progressing quite a bit. I think he's in his 40s, I think he's heading into his 40s now, Joe Choice. I think he's heading into his 40s now, Joe Choice. But we all said about CA San, didn't we? But he's over 40, isn't he? And you have to say he's a brilliant boxer, CA San, and dangerous. But Joe Choice, he is progressing quite a bit. We don't know what's next with Joe Choice. We don't. And plus, Joe Choice, he can't really have a tune-up next. That's the only problem. He can't have a tune-up next. He needs to be put in against the likes of Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. And even Damon White, in my opinion. So they're probably going to be the next three fights for Joe Choice, you have to say. Because I don't think he will take a tune-up next. I think he'll be thrown straight in. And for me, he probably has a chance. He probably has a chance against Damon White, but against Dan Dubois and Joseph Parker, he has no chance, in my opinion, because both of them are in better stead than Joe Choice. Damon White probably makes the most sense for me because he's coming back as well. And I can see Joe Choice against Damon White, personally. I can probably see that happening as the next fight, depending on what Damon White. It doesn't matter what Damon White does against Christian Hammer. I think Choice versus Damon White would definitely happen next, in my opinion. So, but that's my opinion on Joe Choice. Up next, we saw Zach Parker against Tyron Hughes. Tyron Hughes, who obviously a former WBA super middleweight champion, of course, Tyron Hughes. And for me, obviously, they gave it to Zach Parker, didn't they? They had Zach Parker. They gave the decision to Zach Parker to win the fight. For me, again, another underwhelming performance from Zach Parker. I thought he was underwhelming as well. And for me, I don't think Zach Parker won the fight, in my opinion. I don't think he won. I actually think Tyron won, in my opinion. I thought Tyron used his experience. Well. And Zach Parker was getting caught a lot. he was getting taught a lot in that win. And Zepeda, obviously, I think Zepeda came alive more in the second half of the fight. Came alive more in the second half of the fight, but I just don't think that was enough for Zepeda. It was a close fight. I think you could score it either way. Yeah, 1 round either way. But I think Hughes won, in my opinion, than Zepeda. Which, again, I was shocked about, because I said a 6th round stoppage win for Zepeda, because I expected better from him. And Zepeda, we can all say he was unlucky against John Ryder, because you have to say he was probably beating John Ryder, wasn't he? Until that hand injury. Well, in my eyes, anyways. Zepeda came back, obviously, at the back end of last year against Tyler Tradier, and we all know what happened to him. Then Ben Whittaker. And again, where does Zepeda go from here? Where does Zepeda go next from here? Because for me, I think it's very underwhelming, and it's probably going to be another tune-up again for Zepeda. But I mean, if you have a look at that division now, who can he really fight, Zepeda, that he will have a chance against in that division? Because in that super middleweight division, you got the likes of Canelo Alvarez, he ain't fighting him, let's be real. Harry Mundia, obviously Harry Mundia and Canelo Alvarez are going to fight each other. He's not beating either of them. I wasn't saying John Ryder rematch, but John Ryder has retired, hasn't he? He's retired now. Maybe B.J. Saunders. Depends what B.J. Saunders is doing. Does he want to fight at like heavyweight or super middleweight? B.J. Saunders. Maybe that's a fight, but then he would probably fancy B.J. But then B.J.'s not been active, has he? He's been out the win for a while. For me, there's Christian MBA. There's no chance he's beating Christian MBA. Christian MBA will. I think Christian MBA would stop Zepeda, so you can't fight him. Edgar Beyonder, potentially. But again, there's Diego Pacheco as well. I think Diego Pacheco would stop Zepeda as well. So Zepeda, for me, he still probably will fight a top 15 opponent next in the super middleweight division. But it's hard to say who, because it was a very underwhelming performance from Zepeda in my eyes. I just felt it wasn't at it, and it's a shame, really, because Zepeda is obviously a switzer, isn't he? He can switch from orthodox to southpaw, which is quite tricky for his opponents. But Tyron Hughes, for me, it wasn't tricky for him. Tyron Hughes, I think, found Zepeda well, in my opinion, with his experience of being a former world champion as well, Tyron Hughes. And fair play to Tyron Hughes, by the way. I think that's his first fight outside of Germany as well. So fair play to him. And I felt he won the fight. I felt he beat Zepeda as well. So, yeah, a lot of dodgy decisions, in my opinion. Yes, catch up on the comments. He took too much time up after the Dubois win. Yeah, that is a good point. And he absolutely should have dodged C8 Well, I mean, when it was first made, I was like fair play. I think we were always saying fair play to Joe Choice, because it was a proper step up. But then after that first fight, we were all like, no. There's no way it shouldn't be a rematch. And in the rematch was probably a worse beating than the first one, to be honest with you. So Parker's always just a bit. I will agree with that though. Zepeda, he did move around the win a lot. I just don't think he won the fight, though, in my opinion. I just don't think he won the fight. But he was obviously boxing on the outside, Zepeda, trying to move on to win. But I think Tyron Hughes did well to cut off the win, because I would have actually stored it in Parker's favour if Taiwan didn't cut off the win. To be honest with you, I actually would have. But maybe that's the fight that Parker wins. That's maybe the fight that Parker wins. And Derevchenko, that is a good one. Yeah, that's a good shout. Massive. That would be massive test as well. That would be a massive step up for Zepeda as well. Derevchenko, for me, I felt he won against Jaime Munguia. I felt he won in that fight against Jaime Munguia as well. So, Derevchenko, for me, I think he should have been actually in Munguia's position and fighting Canelo Alvarez himself. But yeah, I'd like to see that fight, but I don't know if Zepeda will want him, to be honest with you. I actually think Derevchenko, I would fancy Derevchenko against Zepeda. I would love to see Derevchenko up against Christian Mbeye, in my opinion. That would be a proper fight. Someone like that, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. I thought he won too, to be honest with you. But that's my thoughts on Zepeda. Up next, Dennis McCann then. We move on to Dennis McCann, who picked up a tauntable win against Prad Strand. Prad Strand, yes, be real. He went in to survive, in my opinion. He went through it, Prad Strand. He won a couple of rounds, but Dennis McCann, it was a tauntable boxing performance from Dennis McCann. Obviously, the criticism is going to be it wasn't a knockout from Dennis McCann. We all wanted a statement from Dennis McCann, especially when the fight with Beretta, especially with the fight with Beretta, was obviously a draw. And Dennis McCann, for me, I think he has a bit of an ego about him. Saying, "Yeah, I'll just boss the way I want. I'll just put in a boxing performance." For me, I think Dennis McCann doesn't need to be criticised, because I feel he could have put his foot on the gas, in my opinion, and stopped Prad Strand, in my opinion. So I was right on that. I was right on the prediction. I did say it was going to be a tauntable points win for Dennis McCann, but it's still that criticism for me. We need to see Dennis McCann put his foot on the gas, in my opinion. And he hasn't really put a statement out, has he? Even Davis did put a statement out, and Dennis McCann would be thinking, I've missed an opportunity there to put a statement out. Because if Dennis McCann would have got a stoppage, I actually would have wanted Hume Davis versus Dennis McCann. But now watching both of their performances, I think Hume Davis, I've always said though, Hume Davis stops Dennis McCann, in my opinion. I don't think Dennis McCann, for me, would win a world title, in my opinion. I don't think he does win a world title, because he needs to have that killer instinct that Hume Davis does, in my opinion. By the way, Hume Davis, I will say about Hume Davis, he needs to be more cautious when he does step up against the world level opponents, in my opinion. That's what I will say on Hume Davis. But Hume Davis is yet to find to watch. Dennis McCann, he did what he needed to do, didn't he? To be fair, he boxed Prad Strand's head off, yes, be real. It was a comfortable 12 rounds for Dennis McCann. Did what he needed to do. Another job done. A win for Dennis McCann. And like I say, what should be next for Dennis McCann is maybe even Eric Robles, in my opinion. Why not have Hume Davis straps, in my opinion? Hume Davis leftovers and fight Eric Robles, or fight someone like Eric Robles, even a rematch potentially with Beretta, in my opinion. I think there needs to be a store settled against Beretta as well. So I would love to see Dennis McCann up against Beretta or Eric Lopez, in my opinion. Because why not target Liam Davis leftovers, in my opinion? Why not? But I do think Dennis McCann has a bit of an ego about him. He needs to be more on the front foot, in my opinion. I just would have liked to see him get stoppage, in my opinion. But that's always a criticism in boxing, isn't it? Because I will say Dennis McCann is a good boxer, but I wouldn't say he's a great boxer, but he's a good boxer. And we saw what happened. When he came up against Beretta. Beretta gave him a real problem, and it obviously ended in the draw. Liam Davis stops Dennis McCann, in my opinion. Eric Lopez, we don't know about Eric Lopez, do we? Because he just came up against Liam Davis, didn't he? And I think Eric Lopez should be next for Dennis McCann, because we might see more of Eric Lopez than we did against Liam Davis. But for me, I think it has to be the Beretta rematch, in my opinion. That's what I want to see next for Dennis McCann, in my opinion. And two more fights then. We saw Owen Cooper defeat Ethan James. Obviously, Ethan James's team decided to waive the fight off because, yes, be real, I think that was a brilliant call by the team. Because I was a bit shocked, because I thought Ethan James would win on points, personally. Ethan James did what he did, what I expected him to do. But it just shows that Ethan James' past opponents and resume actually weren't that good. Because Owen Cooper cut off the win. He was proper stalking Ethan James as well. And Owen Cooper, he was landing so easy on Ethan James. With that left hook as well. And Ethan James, for me, I don't know where Ethan James does after this fight. I don't know where he does. And Owen Cooper is now put Owen Cooper in with a potential fight with Chris Tondo, for example. We will see Chris Tondo against John Martu, for example. Echo Esserman, who's with Queensbury Promotions. I think that's an easy fight to make. Echo Esserman against Owen Cooper. I think that'll be a good fight. That'll be a great fight, in my opinion. So, we've got Echo Esserman, got Chris Tondo, which could be next for Owen Cooper. Then welterweight. There's options there. There is options there for Owen Cooper at the welterweight division. Harry Staff, who knows? Maybe Harry Staff. That's another potential opponent. So there's three potential opponents there for Owen Cooper to fight next, in my opinion. Obviously, I think it will be defense first for Owen Cooper. But Echo Esserman, I think he's got a chance against Echo Esserman, in my opinion. Owen Cooper. Harry Staff, another opponent for Owen Cooper to face next, and obviously Chris Tondo. Even if Chris Tondo uses the throwing Martu, I still think Chris Tondo is still a good fighter, in my opinion. And that will be another good fight, Chris Tondo against Owen Cooper, potentially. So I would target them three next for Owen Cooper. I would probably go for Harry Staff or Echo Esserman, go for Owen Cooper. Because I do think Chris Tondo at the moment would beat Owen Cooper, in my opinion. So if I was to choose one opponent that's Owen Cooper, I would say Echo Esserman, in my opinion. Easy fight to make, isn't it? Both with Queensbury as well. Well, Ethan James was with Queensbury, but obviously Frank Warren will now try and find a fight for him, Cooper. And maybe Echo Esserman and probably the next Magnificent Seven card. Who knows? In my opinion. But yeah, brilliant performance from Cooper, by the way, though. Brilliant performance by him, front-footed, cut off the win. He didn't let Ethan James try and box on the outside. Cooper, it was a proper dominant performance from him. I did think in the mid-rounds, though. Cooper was slowing down. That's probably where Ethan James got joy. But Ethan James, he just didn't put Cooper in the centre of the win enough, did he? He just let Cooper come onto him. If they stayed at the centre of the win, Ethan James would have actually won more points. Would have won more rounds, in my opinion. But it just shows that Ethan James, I don't think Ethan James can cope with opponents like Cooper, in my opinion. I think opponents like opposition like Cooper will have Ethan James' number, in my opinion. Because Ethan James was trying to bot on the outside. And finally, obviously, the first fight of the night, we saw Pierce O'Leary against, I need to say this right, Matrosson. And tough fight. It was a tough fight for O'Leary, wasn't it? I mean, O'Leary started well, didn't he? The first two rounds. First 2 rounds as well. Pierce O'Leary, I think I've got the star card on here. Yeah, there we go. That was my star card where Pierce O'Leary, obviously, got the knockdown straight away, didn't he? In the first round. When I saw the knockdown in the first round, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this could be done straight away. But it was a tough fight for him. That was my star card. It was a tough fight for Pierce O'Leary. Obviously, he got stoppers from round 9. And fair play to Matrosyan, in my opinion. Fair play to him, to Matrosyan, because Matrosyan, for me, even though he had a significant cut on his eye, he has a heart of an iron. He was still causing problems on O'Leary, despite a cut on his eye. Significant cut on his eye, for me. It was a really good, hard-fought win, like I said on my notes, against a tough opponent. I still think there is things to work on for Pierce O'Leary. He's a short mid-range fighter, can easily get better, in my opinion. He forgot about his job at times during that fight. It's a nice earned fight for him, in my opinion. Would love to see. I put my next opponents for Pierce O'Leary. Obviously, I did say Henry Turner, even Ethan James potentially, or Ethan James on Cooper winner. I think it'd be Henry Turner. Why not? Why not have that fight with Henry Turner next? Potentially for Pierce O'Leary. That's a fight I would love to see next, is Henry Turner. Maybe Ethan James, because he is there to be beaten. Ethan James for Pierce O'Leary. I will say though, I said it on there, Pierce O'Leary's weakness was getting caught at long range by Matrosyan's straight long range right jabs, in my opinion. He was getting caught a lot, Pierce O'Leary. But I will say, when Pierce O'Leary came short mid-range, that suited him, didn't it? That suited him. I think Pierce O'Leary, he can easily get better though, for me. I feel he can easily get better as a fighter. It was a good performance, don't get me wrong. It was a good performance, good hard-fought win. And it's a tough opponent, but he can easily get better, Pierce O'Leary, in my opinion. It was a hard-fought win, as I said. So, and yeah, and that's it really from our bottom review screen. I will be doing a bottom review for Damon White and Christian Hammer, which will be pre-recorded, in my opinion. Which will be pre-recorded. Well, not in my opinion, one I'm about, but it will be pre-recorded. Massive appreciation to everyone that came in the comments and sent down their comments. Massive shout out to Karma and a massive shout out to the Thought Zone. And yeah, I'll see you all in the bottom review for Damon White against Christian Hammer video. So I'll see you all there. Have a good rest of the day, everyone. If you want to see some playback, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, see you later, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good rest of the day, everyone.